The Zhiyun Smooth 5S or the DJI OM6, which is the better gimbal? Where should you invest your hard-earned money into? In this video, we will find it out. And what's up everybody, Julian from smartphonefilmmakingpro.com here, and I'm super excited to have you all. In this video, like I said, we will compare the two newest smartphone gimbals from the company Zhiyun and also from DJI, and both of these are their smartphone gimbals, so this basically what I have in my hands. This is the state of the art, the cream of the crop. These two are the best that you can get at the moment. But which one is actually better? Which one is better for which person? I have divided this comparison into 10 different categories, and the winner of each category will get a point, and hopefully by the end of this video you will know which of these two is the better fit for you personally. But without any further ado, let's come to the first category, and that is the price and the packaging content. You can get both of these gimbals in a stripped down version, and you can also get a combo package with both of these. The DJI OM6 is around about $170 as of recording of this video, and for that you get the gimbal itself, you get the little magnetic clamp, you get this little table tripod, you get a small pouch that you can use for transportation. To be honest, I don't like it. I do not think that this adds a lot of protection to it, and you also get a little USB to USB Type-C cable. That's what you get for $170. On the other hand, the Zhiyun Smooth 5S costs around about the same, maybe a bit more depending on where you want to buy it. And for that you get pretty much the exact same packaging content. In case you want to go for the combo package, that will run you around about $220. And for that you will also get two additional lights that you can attach magnetically at the top and at the bottom of the gimbal. You will get a very nice carrying case that actually offers protection, and that's basically it. With the OM6 you can also buy a combo package, but with that combo package you actually get a wireless microphone system, and that will run you like $400 in total. So to be honest, when it comes to the price and the packaging content, I would say this category is a draw. The second category that I have for you is all about the stability and smoothness of the shots that you can get with both of these gimbals. I have been using both of these extensively in the last couple of weeks and months, and I have even shot a professional music video with the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. And to be honest, I can say when I look back the footage, you can barely see any differences in the final outcome because the technology is already extremely good in these gimbals. I think it is more important that you actually know how you can use a gimbal to its fullest potential, but when it comes to just looking at the stability of the final output, I think that both of them look absolutely identical, and I could not really see a difference. The only thing that I could notice when I was shooting with both of them, I just felt like the Zhiyun Smooth 5S just felt a bit more, solid. It felt a bit more stable. I think I had a better feeling using it and also using it in low mode compared to the DJI OM6. But like I said, when you're looking at the final results, both of them look absolutely perfect, so also this category is a draw again. The third category is all about the payload. How much can both of these gimbals handle? And on paper they are pretty close. The DJI OM6 can handle up to 290 grams, and the Zhiyun Smooth 5S can handle up to 300 grams. So on paper this is very close, but a slight edge to the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. When it comes to the real world usage, I think there is a pretty big gap between both of these. I just recently made a video where I'm showing off the payload of the DJI OM6, and if you're using the DJI OM6 with just your smartphone and maybe you also want to add a light filter, then this will be no problem. But with the Zhiyun Smooth 5S you can add add-on lenses, you can add big filters, so I just feel like in real world scenarios the payload is actually much higher on the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. The reason for that might not be that the motors are that much stronger, but the reason for that is that you can balance it far better compared to the DJI OM6. So this category, when it comes to the payload, goes to the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. And talking about balancing the gimbal, this brings us to the next category, which is actually how easy can you balance the gimbals. And I think there are two different ways that you can look at it. When it comes to the pure easiness and the fastness of how you can get started and how quickly you can start shooting, then I think the way and how the DJI OM6 works with the magnetic clamp and you just attach it, turn on the gimbal and you're ready to shoot is pretty much unbeatable. This is very fast and very easy. But with that upside also comes a downside. you are very limited when it comes to actually balancing the gimbal, because you pretty much have no control on actually balancing the gimbal. The motors have to do everything. And like I said before, by the time you're using a heavier setup, like I said, a bigger phone or maybe add-on lenses or a filter, you can just feel that the motors are struggling because you can just not help the gimbal via a proper balance. On the other hand, the Zhiyun Smooth 5S actually has a way on how you can really balance it, so you can just help the gimbal so that it does not have to work as hard and so that the motors do not have to work as hard. So it might take 5 to 10 seconds longer with the Zhiyun Smooth 5S to actually get going, but by the time you are set, you actually have balanced the gimbal. This will help with battery life. This will help with higher payload. So in the end, I think you have to decide for yourself whether you just want to have the quickest and easiest way that also limits you somehow, or if it is more important for you that the gimbal actually has a higher payload and that you can help it more. And yeah, basically you have to decide for yourself. For me personally, I'm very often shooting with different filters and add-on lenses. So for me personally, having the opportunity to actually properly balance the gimbal is far more important. So this category, for me personally, goes to the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. The next category is all about fill lights on the gimbal. And as you can see on the DJI OM6, there are no built-in fill lights. You can buy an add-on for $60 that, will have a built-in add-on light. So in case you want to have that, you can add another $60 to the $170 that the gimbal itself costs. And on the other hand, the Zhiyun Smooth 5S has one light built in directly into the gimbal. And like I said, with the combo package, you also get 2 more lights, so you can attach them at the top and at the bottom. So when it comes to the light output, this will of course be much bigger compared to no light, but also compared to the one light that you can buy. So in case you're shooting in darker environments, or in case you want to shoot some, music videos where you want to have this cool effect of having, a hard light coming closer to the subject, then this point definitely goes to the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. Next category also is a very quick one, and that is all about the extension poles. And the Zhiyun Smooth 5S does not have an extension pole, which limits it a little bit in case you're using extension poles. But on the other hand, it also makes it feel more solid. The DJI OM6 on the other hand has an extension pole built in, so you just pull on it and then you have an extension pole, and you can use that for some creative shots. You can use it to get some low angle shots more easily. So this category clearly goes to the DJI OM6. Before we will come to the last 4 categories, I would like to talk very briefly about Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. We are the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking, where we help you guys to really improve the smartphone video quality and in the end to transform your videos from something like this to something that looks more like this. In case you want to improve your smartphone video quality, just make sure that you click the first link below that like button. That will bring you to our totally free webinar where I share the top 5 secrets to shooting cinematic videos with your smartphone. So if you have a spare minute after this review, definitely make sure to click that link down below. It will be massively helpful for you guys. All right, so let's come to the next category, and that is all about the port accessibility. In case you want to use a professional microphone, for example, you need to have access to the USB Type-C port or to the Lightning port, depending whether you have an Android or an iPhone. And as you can see on the DJI OM6 at the bottom here, there is free space. And also if I'm switching it to landscape shooting, you can see that I have space to plug in, like a wireless receiver or something like this. So with the OM6, this is basically no problem at all. On the other hand, if we take a closer look at the Zhiyun Smooth 5S, you can see as the gimbal is set up right now, there is no space to plug anything in at the bottom here at the USB Type-C port in this case. This is a bit of a problem with the Zhiyun Smooth 5S and also with the Smooth 5 in the past. In case you're shooting vertical video, this problem basically is gone because just of the physics and how this is built. In the past with the Smooth 5, I also made a video about this topic where I showed a bit of a workaround. This probably won't work with every device, so that's definitely not perfect on the Smooth 5S. On the other hand, like I've said before, the payload of the DJI OM6 also is not that high, so it will also struggle when you plug in more devices. So To be honest, with both of them, this is not ideal if you plan to use professional microphones and all of that with your gimbal. Maybe you should look at a bigger gimbal like the Crane M2S, for example. But you know, when it comes to the pure accessibility of the ports, this point goes to the DJI OM6. Next up, let's come to a category that seems to be very important for you guys, but that is actually not that important for me personally, and that is the apps that these gimbals are capable of using with. When it comes to the DJI OM6, you can use it with the ZY Cami app, and they also have an integration with Filmic Pro. To be honest, when it comes to the DJI Mimo app, I'm not a big fan of this app. I barely ever use it, almost never, to be honest. It does not deliver the same quality like the native camera app or also like more professional apps, and also the features that you can access there like active tracking and all of that stuff is nice. But to be honest, I personally like to have the control in my own hands so that I can do 100% what I want, and not that the gimbal is doing something that I, maybe do not like that much. So these are the options with the DJI OM6. And on the other hand, the Zhiyun Smooth 5S also comes with its own app. This one is called the ZY Cami app. And everything that I have said before about the DJI Mimo app also applies to the ZY Cami app. On the other hand, the Zhiyun Smooth 5S also has a native integration with Filmic Pro, and they're also saying that it works with the StoCam app, which to be honest, I have not used yet, but this might work well as well. What I'm doing most of the time with these two gimbals, and basically with any gimbal, is I just like to use the app that I want to use. And most of the time these days, this is the Moment Camera app or the Beast Cam app. And the things that I need, I can access there. I can access the start stop, so I can start a recording, I can stop my recording, and I can also use the focus wheel if I want to. But to be honest, this is just a very, very rare use case for me personally. So just having the opportunity to start and stop a recording is enough for me personally. I know this might sound crazy for some of you, but that's pretty much how I'm using these gimbals. So for me personally, none of them are better than the other because both of them have the integration with Filmic Pro, and all the other things are not better or worse. So for me, this category is a draw. Next up, let's talk about my experiences of using both of these gimbals and overall the ease of use. So to be honest, like I said, I have been using both of these gimbals extensively, and I got great results with both of them. With the Zhiyun Smooth 5S, like I said, I also shot a professional music video. In case you have not seen that yet, make sure to check this video out. That was pretty dope. What I personally really like is the Smooth 5S just feels a bit more solid compared to the OM6. I'm just feeling very confident putting on add-on lenses and filters and so on. And I have been putting it through its paces. I have even pulled this out of cars, with its predecessor, but this will work just fine with that one as well. So I feel just very confident using this gimbal. Like I said before, the OM6 also feels more solid compared to its predecessor, the OM5. But I'm not feeling as confident to, put this out of a car, for example, because of the magnetic clamp and of how the phone is spreaded in, it's just not as solid for me personally. Something that they have massively improved on the OM6 compared to the OM5 is that you can now change between 4 different modes directly on the gimbal. But on the Smooth 5S, you can change between 5 different modes. So for me personally, I just feel more confident shooting with the Smooth 5S. I absolutely know that I can put this through its paces. I know that I can take this gimbal with me when I'm traveling, and it will always be reliable 100%. So for me personally, 9 out of 10 times, I'm just picking the Smooth 5S over the DJI OM6 because of the said reasons. But like I said before, in case for you it is more important to have the fastest balancing part and the least friction to actually get shooting, then this one also is a very good option. So in the end, I think you have to decide for yourself. In case you just want to use your phone naked without any add-ons, then this is also a fantastic option. But by the time you also want to use add-on lenses and filters and so on, or just in case you have a very big phone and you want to use it with a case, I would look more towards the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. I hope this very long video gave you a good overview of both of these gimbals. I hope you now know which one is the better option for you personally. And in case you have not seen the full review of the Zhiyun Smooth 5S, where I'm showing you how I shot the music video, then definitely make sure to watch this video over there. Bye bye.